Hello YouTube, this is Alpha White Wolf bringing you the latest Death Battle reaction. This one being, was it Optimus Prime versus Gundam? Okay, all fairness, I'm somewhat familiar with Optimus Prime only because I've been exposed to more of his media, though that was when I was a kid. I know next to nothing about Gundam. So as of right now, I'm kind of leaning towards Optimus, but I will be willing to change my prediction depending on the information I'm provided. Now, I do believe that any and all updates for the channel can wait until after the video. So, let's get these on. Alright. And 3, 2, 1, play.
Check out 23andMe, a DNA testing service that can offer insight into your ancestry, health, wellness, and traits. The 23andMe Health and Ancestry Service includes reports on how your DNA can influence your weight, sleep quality, sense of taste, and more. It's super easy to do. You just spit into the tube and mail it back to their lab to be analyzed. I learned a lot about my family tree, and I'm probably a little lactose intolerant. Order your 23andMe Health and Ancestry Service Kit at 23andme.com/deathbattle. That's the number 23andme.com/deathbattle.
Across this vast world of different nations with different people, it is the clash of opinions which truly divides us. However, there is one universal truth, which absolutely everyone can agree on.
Giant robots are freaking awesome!
Yes, they are.
Optimus Prime, the original G1 Transformer.
And the RX-78-2, the original Mobile Suit Gundam.
These aren't just any robots, they're the old school classics, the first of their kind, and we're in for a robo-battle of East versus West.
Well, Optimus was originally a Japanese toy.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
A death battle. Okay.
Millions of years ago, on a distant planet called Cybertron, a great unrest grew between two factions of robotic beings, the Decepticons and the Autobots. With little warning, they found themselves entangled in civil war.
Led by that douchebag Megatron, the Decepticons started gunning down any bot they pleased for basically no reason, including some guy named Orion Pax, which will be important later. Rest in peace, Bro.
What Megatron didn't know was that this seemingly random encounter would end up reshaping the universe.
Thanks to a robot Gandalf, Orion Pax was rebuilt into something bigger, stronger, and way more recognizable.
The newest commander of the Autobots had risen, Optimus Prime.
The Autobots will never sacrifice freedom.
Optimus is a powerful warrior with tons of awesome robo-powers.
As a transformer, he can scan nearby objects and morph his body to resemble one, becoming a robot in disguise.
His favorite is a classic 1979 Kenworth K100 tractor. An oldie but a goodie which sports 500 horsepower and can book it over 80 miles per hour. He even gets a trailer which, when he doesn't need it, mysteriously disappears into thin air. No, really, where the hell does that thing go? I need to know.
More importantly, the life force of every Transformer resides in their spark, sort of like a soul. And Optimus is no different, except that his spark gives him a few unique abilities.
Yeah, his spark's pretty rare. Compared to other robo-people, it gives him increased strength, speed, and durability. He can shoot laser beams from his hands, fly with either a jetpack or his feet boosters, and move his limbs around while they're detached like some sort of ghost robot Rayman. Ooh!
Optimus is referred to as a 0.1%er. That is how rare a being of his caliber is.
Is that what all those people on Wall Street were protesting?
Even then, many of Optimus's abilities are further enhanced thanks to his possession of one of the most powerful artifacts in Cybertron's history, the Matrix of Leadership.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's nothing much. It's just a piece of robot god.
The Matrix is a conduit for the power of Primus, the creator of the Transformer race. With this, Optimus can heal some of his most grievous wounds.
What? Not all the time. Like, you know, when he died.
And use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour.
Well, Well, he has an impressive arsenal to hopefully keep that particular problem from coming up again.
Yeah, never again. Regardless, he wields the Ion Blaster, a giant death cannon which Prime one-hands like a boss. This big old rifle fires bolts of energy strong enough to take down most Decepticons, and can even be fired into space from ground level. Even better, it never seems to run out of ammo. One can only dream.
Of course,
Optimus Prime
Boomstick.
also carries numerous weapons composed of energon, a raw energy force used by Transformers to power their technology and, well, themselves.
He's got a glowy energon axe and energon swords, perfect for slicing up robots of all sizes. And I guess they probably work pretty good on people too.
Fighting fire
I
with
would think
fire,
so.
Optimus Prime led the fight against the Decepticons for several millennia. Eventually, the war even found its way to our own Earth.
But we've got nothing to worry about with Optimus protecting the planet. He's tanked blasts that would tear other bots apart, like when this mega refinery exploded. It can be seen from outer space. He's punched the ground so hard, the trees around him freaking exploded.
Child's play, Boomstick. He's strong enough to tip this large oil tanker, which, when compared to the real-life Sea-Wise giant, must weigh over 700,000 tons.
He's tossed a satellite into orbit and punched hard enough to crack Six Shot's chest plate.
Who boasted that his armor was drawn from the compacted subatomic matter of a collapsed star. Just to let you know, such a star would have a density of over 300 billion tons per cubic inch. While great density doesn't necessarily beget great toughness, this still means Six Shot's armor was 500 billion times more dense than osmium, the most dense natural material on Earth.
You're the most dense natural material on Earth.
What'd you say?
And our robo-commander wrecked it. He's fast enough to catch up to this Decepticon space shuttle in just 23 seconds.
Given the size of the Earth here and the angle of ascent, we can determine he's moving around 125,000 miles per hour. He's also a talented leader, capable of commanding 1,000 battles at the same time via the Omniglobe.
Like Skynet, but in a giant disco ball. He's used that crazy strength of his to punch through Megatron, who once tanked an explosion big enough to knock Cybertron out of orbit. And thanks to the weird robo-magic of the Matrix, he's even defeated Unicorn.
Unicron.
Who's basically a giant robot Satan who eats planets. This guy is unstoppable.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Optimus is certainly powerful, but after all is said and done, he has one major weakness.
Oh?
That law would destroy our honor.
He's just too nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's kind of all about the whole honor and fair fighting thing, which kind of screwed him over more than once. And even gotten him killed multiple times. Plus, he killed himself once just because he accidentally broke the rules in a freaking game. Yeah.
But when his back is to the wall and all hell's breaking loose, he'll fight to the end, riding the eye of the storm.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Epic voice, I
In the
have to
year
admit.
2179, humanity has embraced the stars.
Well, mostly.
Right. After a somewhat united humanity expanded across the solar system, the ideologies between those on Earth and those in space began to drift apart. A new space-noid republic, the Principality of Zeon, arose to challenge the Earth Federation.
Space Noid? That like the Domino's pizza mascot, but in space?
No, more like space Nazis.
Oh.
Oh, well, I guess it's no surprise that they started a war by gassing a populated space colony and dropping the whole thing on the planet. Man, that's messed up. But that's just how it started. For the real star of the show, some smart guys put their heads together and came up with the coolest thing they could think of. Giant fighting robots!
Yeah.
These were mobile suits, and one of Earth's nuttier engineers had developed a suit which would put all others to shame. This was the RX-78-2, otherwise known as the Gundam.
There have been lots of mobile suits named Gundam, but this was the original granddaddy of them all.
This experimental mobile suit was hidden on a remote colony. But before its maiden voyage with the equally classified white base could begin, it was caught in a surprise Xeon attack.
With just 2 Zaku suits, the space Nazis wiped out almost all of the white base's military crew. The only people left to save these secret projects were civilians, who had no idea these things even existed.
Among those who rose up was a young boy named Amuro Ray. Brilliant, albeit standoffish, Amuro was actually the son of the Gundam's chief engineer.
Okay.
And had already stumbled upon the mech's coded blueprints.
So
Oh.
he grabbed the owner's manual, jumped in the Gundam, and flew into the fight. Damn, not too shabby for going off just the manual.
Amuro quickly adapted to its complex controls thanks to its learning computer system, designed so the Gundam itself can learn its pilot's limitations and compensate.
Okay.
It's made of a super durable Luna titanium alloy called Gundarium. Of course.
Yet another fictional metal that's way better than anything in real life.
For weapons, it's got twin 60mm Vulcan guns for each.
Alright, I think it
It's
kind
got
of
a
froze up
shotgun
on me.
rock shot strong enough to take down warships, and a gravity hammer, a supersized flail that's rocket propelled. Whoever came up with that is my goddamn hero.
Of
The
course.
guy who built the ultra-destructive beam rifle.
That would be the ingenious Dr. Minovsky. Thanks to him, the beam rifle is a marvelous feat of weapons engineering. Minovsky had developed a way to miniaturize the enormous megaparticle cannons found on warships without losing any power.
The
Oh!
Bolt is a Gundam-sized rifle that can take down entire fleets of ships all on its own. It's
Okay.
like having a pistol with all the power of 1,000 tanks.
A single
Okay.
bullet could easily tear through a 13,000-ton Musai-class warship. Given the official stats of this ship, to tear it asunder like so would require a strike worth nearly 9,000 tons of TNT.
Sure, the beam rifle only has 16 shots, but who really cares when you just need one?
Last but not least, the Gundam carries 2 retractable beam sabers.
Because you can't have space battles without royalty-free lightsabers.
But all these amazing weapons would be useless without an exceptional pilot. Despite still technically being a civilian, Amuro became the main pilot for the Gundam. Turns out, his skill was mostly thanks to his previously unknown abilities. Amuro was a new type.
Like, Pokemon?
See, apparently humankind was never meant to live under gravity's pull. In space, without it literally weighing down their souls, some humans developed psychic powers.
That is the dumbest backstory for why someone gets powers. And we've heard a lot of them, Wiz. So,
Like Venom.
Like read minds or something?
Sort of. These powers and their capabilities have little definition, often differing between different people. Most new types can instantly understand each other upon contact, even drawing kinship between sworn enemies. Amuro's abilities in particular grant him something akin to precognition. He can
Okay.
predict exactly what will happen on the battlefield and where his enemies will be, and can capitalize on it if he reacts fast enough.
How could he possibly predict I'd attack from the other side?
He shot down targets too fast for the eye to see, and navigated his friends through a collapsing fortress with no casualties. By the end of the war, his own reflexes were pushing the limits of the Gundam itself.
A magnetic coating was added to the Gundam to compensate, reducing the suit's friction and increasing its speed by 27%.
Over 14 years of military service, Amuro became a legendary pilot. He even learned how to use these super fast funnel guns with his psycho powers.
Speaking of speed, the Gundam is comparable to the red Zaku piloted by Amuro's rival Char, which is 3 times faster than the standard green model.
During the first large-scale battle with mobile suits, a Zaku flew through the battlefield in 7 seconds.
By comparing the 1,072-foot-long Magellan-class starships in the distance, we can tell the Zaku flew over 7 miles. This puts the standard Zaku's top speed just under Mach 5. When tripled to compare to Char, this means the Gundam can move at least 11,000 miles per hour, 15 times the speed of sound. Highballing it with Amuro's new type powers and magnetic coating, it's possible the Gundam can move as fast as Mach 25. Though anything over that would put it dangerously close to re-entry speeds, which its chassis cannot survive on its own.
The Gundam is strong enough to lift and throw this goofy mobile suit, and tough enough to power through a magnetic field that's 7,200 degrees Fahrenheit. It survived plenty of really big explosions, including a detonating asteroid and a nuclear blast which wrecked Amuro's home colony. I bet it could wipe out the space Nazis all on its own.
It nearly did. Amuro and his Gundam were instrumental to the war effort. It doesn't matter how much the Gundam was burned. it would always stand up, dispel the fear, and fly. All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, let me transform your eating habits.
Okay, so while the ad is going on, wow. Okay, so like a lot of death battles, before we actually get to the verdict, it seems like these two are very close to each other, very comparable in what they can do. Damn. I do think the precognition is definitely going to give the Gundam pilot a significant edge. But if I remember correctly, there was at least one point where Optimus was attributed with even faster speed than the Gundam was attributed with. And I'm pretty sure his strength is greater as well. From there, I think his weapon was a little bit more impressive, even if the Gundam has those swords in addition to it. So right now, I'm maintaining my verdict for Optimus. Yeah, I'm voting Optimus wins. Oh, they did 3D.
I'm checking something out, Sayla. It's more than meets the eye.
Get your butt back to Whitebait. If there's trouble, we can't send backup.
Let's roll.
Here we go.
I told you.
There you are.
What is this song?
Decepticon, I have been in battle for countless eons.
Oh, I didn't even think about the sheer experience difference either. Oh! Go dual wielding. Ow.
Not today.
This is some kick-ass animation, though.
I hate gravity.
It does seem like Optimus's weapon has no limit of ammunition. Ooh. Ah. Come on, Optimus. I may hate what Michael Bay did to you, but I'm still rooting for you. Oh, very close. Ooh. Ow.
I'm just bad.
I must stand, so you shall fall.
Oh, man! Ouch. I love that quote, though. I must stand, so you must fall. That was epic. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm glad I was right. So let's hear why. Oh, please let it be about his strength, speed, and experience.
Machine, and Amuro was a skilled pilot, but Optimus's millions of years of battle experience completely overshadowed Amuro's 14. Also, we already know that Optimus was over 6 times faster
Oh.
and 9,000 times stronger.
Holy hell! Who knew Optimus was so freaking buff? But But the Gundam held plenty of its own advantages. With Amuro's super future sense powers, he could keep up with Optimus's speed. And with the Gundam's firepower, who cares how much it could lift?
Unfortunately, the Gundam's limited ammunition meant this couldn't last.
Right.
And even then, Optimus could certainly survive a shot from the beam rifle.
Remember that refinery explosion Optimus survived? The one you could see from outer space?
This blast left an enormous gash on the planet Cybertron. To measure the power of this explosion, we needed to compare it to the curve of the planet. Now, Cybertron's size is pretty inconsistent throughout G1 Transformers history, but even when using the alternating sizes between the cartoon and the comics, the blast is far more destructive than the beam rifle in both cases.
And Optimus just walked right out of that bitch.
I didn't even think about durability.
Weird outlier just out of the comics either. In the cartoon, Megatron survived a blast that pushed Cybertron out of orbit, and he's pretty comparable to Optimus.
To be fair, the Gundam boasted some impressive durability feats too.
Like when Amuro accidentally blew up a Zaku's nuclear reactor right in his own face. Hey, give him a break. It was his first time.
This explosion created a hole in the space colony which sucked out Amuro's father.
Whoops.
Oof.
On the bright side, he's gonna save some money on Father's Day gifts, right?
And with
Oh, come on, Boomstick.
the scope of the explosion.
It's over 150,000 kilotons of TNT. That's 10,000 times more powerful than the bomb that dropped on Hiroshima, but still nowhere close to the refinery explosion Optimus survived.
Also, the Gundam couldn't dodge Optimus's ion blaster forever. It was fast enough to strike targets in orbit from ground level. That puts its laser speed over 3 million miles per hour.
Even
Damn.
if he knew it was coming, Amuro couldn't react quick enough to dodge or block anything that fast.
Yeah, they did mention how if it was fast enough, it could slip past him.
Proves he can think way faster than Amuro.
And just to blow your mind even more, in order to obliterate Unicron with the Matrix, the energy output must have equaled more than 40 yotatons of TNT.
Like the Star Wars guy. And you know what they say, size matters not, especially when Optimus has defeated opponents as big as Devastator.
The Gundam was a powerful mobile suit with some astonishing firepower, but was ultimately outmatched by the Autobot's strength, speed, durability, and experience.
I'd say Optimus was primed for this fight.
The winner is Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I didn't even think about durability when I was, after I'd heard all the information. I didn't even register that.
And if you want the battle music for yourself, click the link down
Okay,
below.
who's next? Who's next? Come on. What? No! A live action. Okay. First, a live action death battle. Episode 99, I think it was. Oh my god. That's gonna be so epic. I'm looking forward to that. I really am. What is it? Let me first set this back. What does it say? September 26th, it comes to YouTube. Okay, so, bit of an update. By the time the next death battle does get published to YouTube, these will hopefully be redundant. I'm getting eye surgery for any who care. But beyond that, something I wanted to kind of point out back in the Lucy Carnage one, but completely slipped my mind. I really enjoy whenever Death Battle goes into the mathematics and the comparisons. They bring the otherworldly, super-powered attacks and feats, and they bring it into real-world perspectives in order to explain who wins and why. I really like it when they do that, as I find that it gives it much more credibility. It makes it so it looks like they are more professional. I know that some people might not like it, but as far as I can tell, if you don't like it, that's most likely because it just goes right over your head. I love it. But then again, I'm the kind of person who, by and large, will completely ignore the animations when I'm rewatching death battles. With the exception of Dante vs. Bayonetta, RoboCop vs. Terminator, ones like those which are really interesting and fun to watch, and maybe Lucy and Carnage simply because I love that dialogue. With the exception of those kind, I'll skip the animations whenever I'm rewatching Death Battle because I'm interested in the evaluation of the characters and the explanation as to why they win. I genuinely don't really care about the animations. Yeah, they're fun, but I don't care much for them. But in channel news, you might have noticed how I've been uploading Saints Row 2 gameplay to the channel recently. That is more because, like I probably said in the recent videos, I'm working backwards throughout the series. And when I'm done with the Saints Row series, I'm going to start also uploading game reviews. Basically me going into why I played the game, what I enjoyed about it, what I didn't enjoy, and in Saints Row's case, it's probably going to be like a 2-video setup where I evaluate Saints Row 3 and 4, and then Saints Row 1 and 2, and then try and figure out which pair is better. But, without further ado, if you enjoyed this video, indicate so down below. If you're a first timer to Gaming Glatorius' channel, and you like what we are bringing, then hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with what we bring and the uploads that we put out. If you have any suggestions for videos that you want me to react to, videos that you want me to put up, movie reviews, games you want me to play, I'm more than willing to do so. Granted, if I have the time, finances, and project availability on hand. But, with all that said, this has been Alpha White Wolf. This was a fun match, but I'm signing off. You keep howling, Wolfpack.